Good morning, everybody. How the heck are y'all? Welcome on in today. 28 of 31. We only have a few more days left of this 2024 challenge. Can you believe it? January is almost over. Welcome to the replay. If you're watching this on the replay, you can fast forward to the 5 minute mark where I usually get started. My daughter was building a little fortress in my office. That's okay. Hair's kind of big. I gotta go shower. I should probably get a haircut sometime soon. Hope you guys are doing great. I'm Dr. Duck Bong, former bariatric surgeon, author of 13 books, 5 journals. You can pick up one of these like this at Marshall's. You can go to Amazon and buy one of my journals I wrote right here. That'll help change your lives. You can just scribble on paper like I do. That's fine too. Idea is to jot down these ideas about what you're excited for. Good morning, Christina Whitaker. I hope you're doing great. Got 4 minutes till we get started. Hit the share button. Get some people in here, having a good time. I'm going to have a short talk today because on Sundays I like to go to the garden, go outside, get some Joel Osteen on. And, I'm not a very religious person, but I don't know, something about Joel Osteen's message of positivity gets me going. Good morning, Carrie Taylor. Ferdy's back. Ruth McCool, all these regulars watching, Juan Calderon. And apparently you can hit share on YouTube. I didn't know that. So please feel free to hit the share button for me. Let's get more people in here. Mamie Wilson. Whatever. Are you in a bariatric patient there, Mammy? Miss Wilson? Do they ever take off their program? Good morning, Lori Bloom. Stephen Kinney's here. What's up, brother? Man, Alexi's with me. I read your comment in our private group about Ozempic. That was interesting. Sarah Elizabeth, how's it going, everybody? We got 3 more minutes until we get started, so hit the share button. I had a great day yesterday, man. Just went to a nice French restaurant for dinner. For lunch yesterday. For dinner, I made my lemongrass ribs and some side of bok choy, which I oversauced. I knew it too. That's okay. Barb is rewatching. Here we go. Julie's here. Alba. What's Alba? Lanam. What's up, sister? How's it going? Good morning to you. Hope you're doing amazing. Albany. Gotcha. From Albany, New York. I like Albany, New York. I was looking at a little island south of there. 5 minutes south of Albany on the Hudson. It's off grid. She's got issues though. That property has issues. My girlfriend introduced me to these live sessions. Oh man, what's up? I'll say it again. What's up, Ferdy? It's awesome. Good for you. Uh-oh. Hold on, I got a spam call coming. Never get those spam calls. Got 2 more minutes to go. It's going to be a beautiful day today. 60 degrees, sunshiny. I think I'm going to take out the 69 Corvette. My favorite car to drive, my 69 Corvette. I also have a 69 Cadillac DeVille convertible with the long horns in the front. That's for sale if you're interested in that. I'll say her name, Suzanne. Here we go. Oh, I missed it. Good morning, Carrie. Suzanne. Susan or Suzanne? I'll go with Suzanne. All right. Yeah, that Corvette's beautiful. The Hudson River is polluted. I think it's gotten a little bit better, hasn't it? Keela G, Yang Yang. Good morning, everybody. We got 1 more minute to go. I got it right. Yay. Ferdy says I got it right. Yep. Only 3 days left, Pula. And then I might go to weekly. What days would work for y'all? Y'all put in the comment section. Any day, Sundays, Saturdays. I'm trying to think about my weekends. And then what my, if I brought on guests, what we would do. Once a week, maybe Thursday mornings. I sold the T-Bird. It's sold. Definitely wouldn't eat the fish out of it. All right. What days would work for y'all best? Albany is cold, eh? Okay, that's good to know. I don't like the cold. So if y'all want to continue this, what day should we continue? I'm thinking one day a week. Might have a special guest, maybe lunchtime, morning time. I don't know. Lunchtime, Eric and I usually. we're making a big major change in life, actually. Um, I'm gonna buy this bed and breakfast outside of Santa Fe, up in the mountains, an hour north of Santa Fe. It's not off grid. It's in the middle of the Santa Fe National Forest. It's 10 acres. It's got 3 buildings on it, 4 ponds. 2 of them are stocked. I gotta get the other 2 up and running. Um, but the property's 10 acres, but it's in the middle of the forest, which is 1.6 million acres that you have access to. You can hike. No ATVs are allowed. You can only explore by hiking or horseback riding. And the Pecos River, which is world renowned trout fishing, is 5 minutes from my front door. So I'm raising $2 million. If you know anybody, if you or anyone you know would like to invest, I'm offering 20% interest rate for 6 months, so I can lock down the deal, and then you can either cash out or stay in at um, at 15%. So if I can raise close to 1 million, I'll make an offer. I'm trying to raise 2 million. So message me on Facebook if you would be interested in that. Yeah, investing in that. Lori Bloom, Sunday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Tuesdays or Wednesdays, Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, morning. All right. Good morning to you too. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Dr. Duck Vong here, world famous surgeon. We're talking about, today's day 28 of 31 days, starting your 2024, right? And what we should talk about, let's get to the heart of the matter. The premise of these whole series is that you're not average. You got to up level your friends. You got to do different things. If average people talk like that, you shouldn't talk like that. If average people believe it, you shouldn't believe it. You should do the opposite and you'll be better. And I'll tell you why. One of my most famous talks is called the Acorn Talk. You can find it on YouTube. And in that talk, I talk about, in that video, I talk about, how when I was little, I grew up in East Texas after I immigrated from Vietnam. I grew up in East Texas. And every fall, we have a lot of oak trees up there. It's not like the little post oak trees around this house where they're little acorns. We would have like big old acorns, man, like big marble sized acorns, like really big ones. And the caps on them were so big, you could comment if you ever taken the caps of acorns, the tops, you break them off and you can put them between your fingers like this. And you can blow right there, and it makes a really loud whistle sound. Comment if you've ever whistled with acorn caps. Well, anyway, my friends and I, growing up in East Texas, we used to have acorn fights. And you'd want to grab an acorn, find a big one, and you want to and boy, man, we would get 2 teams. You would spend 5 minutes and gather acorns and stuff your pockets and stuff like that. And you would get teams of 2 or 3 or how many kids were there, or everybody against everybody. You never know. And you would kind of go pick a position, and you would try to really peg people, man, for sure. About with acorns, you try to hit them really hard, So I grew up doing these acorn fights, and man, we would hurt some people pretty bad. Just, knock some sense into me. I'm telling you, it was fun. So, and I said, life is a lot like these acorns. And did you guys know the purpose of an acorn? Obviously, it make oak trees. But what an acorn does is it has to find some moisture. And it sends out a taproot. All right. It sends out a taproot, number one. It sends out a taproot. And this taproot is so powerful that it will go between cracks in sidewalks. Have you ever had a little oak tree? Have you seen it grow like between the sidewalk crack or next to your house where there's barely any dirt? Somehow it just got down through there, and you got a real on oak tree that you got to pull up, otherwise it's gonna be really bad. And you always wonder, like, why? How does it do that? Like what causes it to do that? So if it doesn't send out a taproot, it will die. It will die. Okay. And but the second it hits a little bit of moisture, a little bit of soil, and it sends out its taproot, it has a chance. I mean, it still might die. Some homeowner might come along and be like, "Oh no," and yank it out of the ground, and it will die. But it knows for sure that if it doesn't send out its taproot, it's gonna die. That's like a lot of us humans, right? It's like a lot of us humans where if we like comment if you maybe are middle aged or you're 40 or 50 or 60 years old, maybe your kids have left the house and you're a good person, you pay your bills, you pay your taxes, and then you kind of go, is this all there is to life? Like maybe you love your job, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you administer a nonprofit, whatever. But really it's like a day-to-day sort of mundane thing, right? Like do you feel like is that it? Do I really want to do that? Like what am I really doing? You know? Like is this all there is to life? Right? Does this make sense? And what I'm trying to tell you is like if you're not growing inside, you're actually dying, you know? If you and some people like not everyone's lucky like me. I grew up thinking I'd be a surgeon, became a surgeon, then I walked away from it. Not everyone gets that. So most people kind of never knew what they wanted to be when they grow up. You see what I'm saying? But at some point you get to this point where you kind of go, "Wow, what am I doing with my life?" So your goal is to shoot out this taproot, right? And hold on. What I want you to understand is this. This is a very painful process. This is a very painful process. It's the whole chicken and egg story, which is there's a baby chick inside an egg and it's very comfortable. But at some point, the chicken has to break out of the shell, the chick, and it starts pecking away at the shell. And at first, it doesn't succeed. At first, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Um, but eventually, it has to peck so hard that it breaks the shell. So it is a very to get out of that egg shell, it's a very violent process. I want you to remember this. It's a very violent process. It is very painful because because before the chick was very happy in the egg. The chick was happy, you know? It was growing, it was doing its chicken thing. And then it's just realizes one day I got to get out of here or I will die. I will run out of nutrients in there. And it has to start pecking for its life. Now, a lot of y'all follow me for obesity. At some point, okay, I want you to put like at what point, how much did you weigh when you decided, like, oh my God, I have got to do something? Or how broke were you when you were like, oh my God, I got to start listening. I got to start changing my finances. Like, how many times did your power get, I've had my power turned off a lot. How many times did your power get turned off before you were like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing? Like, I got to grow up. All right. It is a very painful process. But here's the thing people watching from the outside think like, oh, look at that. Stacey Ann, 268 pounds. Julie, 278 pounds. 5'4", 218, 244 pounds. Right. And everybody like is watching you on the outside, kind of like with your arms like this. Some of them might be rooting you on. Some of them will want to keep you there. Some of them will be like, who do you think you are? You're trying to get better than us. Are you serious? 270 pounds, $270,000 in debt. Wow. Electricity turned off 6 times. Ferdy was 285 pounds. 350 was my highest weight. And you know if you don't change, you're going to die. That's the key. That chick knows if it doesn't change, it's going to die. Something about that acorn, it knows that if it doesn't change, it's going to die. Now, let's say you get lucky. Okay. Look at Barb. Look at that. Yes, 140. Nice. 170 yin yang. So, kilograms. You're killing us, Christy. Us Americans are like, how much does that weigh? That's like 200 and something pounds. Okay. Here's the real thing, though. You get your taproot out, you get going. Maybe you've read a book. Maybe you've seen one of my other YouTube videos. Maybe you've gone to see your doctor. Maybe he's trying you on a diet pill. And you have that taproot. You said, my life has got to change. I need to change my life. Okay. And so you're growing, you're sprouting. You got your little leaves. The early leaves that come out are not actually leaves. Those are called cotyledons. Cotyldons. Cotyledons. Okay. And this part's important that you understand this. Okay. This concept of first leaves. It's super important that you guys hear this. So when you see a new sprout, a new acorn growth, you have these early little leaves that pop out. But they're not really leaves. They're cotyledons. They're actually there to protect the real leaves the plant as it comes out. But yet everyone who looks at them, average people, and you're not average people think, oh, look, she's doing good. She's growing. She's changed. She's had weight loss surgery. She's getting her finance. She's taking a finance class. She's gone back to school. They think you're doing better. But I'm here to tell you, if average people think it, then it's not right. See, if you had a mentor, your mentor would tell you those are fake leaves. They're not really leaves at all. You're being flamboozled. You're being lied to. It's just the start. Does this make sense? So this is like, oh, it's the New Year's. Let's try a diet together. Fake leaves. Let's go to the gym. It's New Year's. And it's end of January. All these busy gyms are about to go quiet again. Because average people look at these first leaves and says, I've done something. I've started. I did better. I was better than where I was yesterday, Dr. V. So you can't be fooled by these cotyledons. They're not really leaves at all. You're just going. And at this point, the homeowner can come by and very easily just pop you out of the ground. There's nothing there to hold you really in there. Your taproot's hardly gotten started. But let's say you really make it and you've survived. You bought a couple of my books. You really watched my lives. You've really gone to your support groups. You've really changed your diet. You've really started green smoothies. You're really eating small and slow. You're not eating in front of the television. These are all tactics, by the way. You're not eating in your car. You're not eating in your bedroom. How does he know this shit? Like, I know. You're not snacking at your desk. You're not going through the drive-through before you go home and eating a McDonald's meal, and then you're telling your husband, oh, I'm not hungry. I won't eat any dinner. And your husband says, she never eats, Dr. V. She never eats. You're journaling. You've got your walking shoes by the door. You even take your walking shoes to work, and you're walking around work with the other ladies. You're really doing these things. These are tactics, okay? And these tactics are kind of like your first little leaves that are just showing good because you're motivated. You're ready to go, man. You've been in that acorn shell for a long time. You've been in the eggshell for a long time. You're really going. You're doing all the things. That's right. You're doing all the right things, right? You're trying to show people. And then the first hot day comes. The first hot day comes, and what happens? The first challenging day happens. The first disappointment. The coworker who says, "Hey, I thought you had weight loss surgery last month," and you go, "I did," and they say, "Why aren't you skinny yet?" And you go, "Oh, you bitch!" You know, like that was so rude. Or your grandpa says, "Why aren't you skinny yet? It's been a month. It's been 2 months." You see what I'm saying? The first hot day. It's company Christmas party. It's the company picnic. It's your family reunion. Well, it's my family reunion, Dr. V. I've been so good for 2 months. I've got to have my favorite. I've got to have my cake. You know what I mean? Or your husband. I blame a lot of stuff on mother-in-laws and husbands. Honey, you look so good. You want a margarita? Darling, you look so great. I baked you your favorite pecan pie. And you go like, oh no. Yeah, Eileen's right. The lawnmower got me. Lawnmower got you. Right? So the first hot day, people give up. Don't let this be you. In the weight loss world, first hot day, I will tell you this. Um, the first hot day, he's blaming it on the mom. Pay attention to this. This is important. Your first hot day in the weight loss surgery world is about 1 to 2 years post-op. About 1 to 2 years post-op. That's usually when it starts happening. You've lost, let's say you're 100 pounds overweight. You've lost about 60 pounds. You feel good. You're starting to take Instagram photos. You're starting to get attention from other boys. Your husband's like, really? It's been a year. You're still eating salads? That sort of stuff. People are used to you now. Your excitement about the weight loss surgery is gone. People are used to seeing the new skinnier you, so they're not complimenting you as much anymore. That's number one. Number two, new people who you're meeting just assume that you've always been this weight. Can I have an aha here? They don't like compliment you. They don't go, "Oh my God, you look amazing." They just assume you've been this weight. So there's less talk about how great you look, how much of a change you've made. Does this make sense? And it starts to fade into the background. No, 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 Dr. V, I'm not average. I'm 1 year post-op. I'm still going strong. I'm still going strong. Wait the second year post-op. Second year, usually this is when the divorce happens. This is usually when quote unquote life happens. All of this stuff comes out. Now listen, lean back. I'm not being mean, but I will tell you, this is usually when around this time is when I see the history of abuse come out. And if this happened to you, I mean, it's a horrible thing, but this is usually when, like, the childhood memories of abuse, sexual abuse, physical, verbal abuse, they start to come out. This is when the wheels start getting a little wobbly on the car. Does that make sense? It's really true, right? And this is really important. You and your husband need to start dating again. That's really great. That's great. But 1 to 2 years post-op is your first hot day. That's like the first trap. See, that's when you want to take your eye off the prize. That's when you want to have all the reasons. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm better than where I was. That bullshit. Have you said that yet? Have you done that post yet? I'm not where I want to be, but I'm better than where I was, and you show before and after photo. That's the trap. The famous one that cracks me up, that gets me in trouble, is when the bariatric patient says, "Look at me eating healthy, and it's chicken McNuggets with cheese sauce for extra protein." And it's not even real cheese, right? It's like cheese dipping sauce, which is not even real cheese. It's just an oil, right? So, um, so they'll post something like that, and you go and, if I've made the mistake in the past and saying, you really shouldn't be eating chicken nuggets and that's not real cheese. And they'll say, but I'm better. How dare you? Look at me. And they'll show the before and after photo. Don't laugh, man. These people, they get mad at you, man. They will get mad at you. That's a good one right there. That's about the 1 to 2 years. The first hot day really happens, you know. Okay, so now let's say if you imagine a field, okay, you survived and you have this and you've grown. You get your second, your third leaves, maybe your foot, your 2 feet. Have you ever done this where you go to a field or you planted something or even your acorns, your tree, I have a bunch of oak trees around my house. And there's always every freaking fall, there's or spring actually, there are all a ton of these little like small oak tree plants. And inevitably, like Eileen said, like they get run over by a lawnmower. They get the homeowner pull them up. The gardener will go through his flower beds and say, and pull up all of these little little oak trees. This is a flowering stage, the growth stage, right? And here's what I want to tell you about. Let me write this again. Flowering stage. And here's what I want you to remember. If you make it to this point, the flowering stage is very lonely, right? Because if you are an oak plant that's this tall, there's no other oak trees around you. There are no other little baby flowers around you. If you survive the first frost and the spring, you might have a bunch of little flowers that you ever throw out seeds and there's a bunch of little ones that come up. They don't all flower. By the time you get to the flowering phase, a lot of them have been chewed up by caterpillars. A lot of them have been pulled over. A lot of them ran out of resources, ran out of water, got shaded out by the bigger plants. And you realize, you look around like, fuck it, bitch, I'm all by myself. There's no one here. By the time you get to your weight loss goal, you're one of a handful of people. Most weight loss surgery patients will be long gone. So for the bariatric surgery patients, we're not talking 1 or 2 years. Yeah, Dr. V, I'm at goal weight. I'm talking 5 to 10 years post-op. 5 to 10 years post-op. That's giving you a lot of time to get past the shading and the overcrowding and the hot summers and the drought and just the blizzard with the weird freaking ice storm, and you survived it. Your husband left you for another man. That one always cracks me up. Your company has gone through the layoff. You've had breast cancer or got diagnosed with a cancer. You've had maybe your revision. You've gone from band to sleeve or from sleeve to bypass or bypass to whatever. Like, you've survived some hard shit, man. You see what I'm saying? So people who've had weight loss surgery and they are 6 months out, I'm like, dude, you're not even to the real leaves part. You're not even to like the first part, the first hot day part. By the time you start to grow and flower and become beautiful, much less of that. Everyone talks about weight loss surgery. Their symbol is the butterfly. You make the metamorphosis from caterpillar to butterfly, and they kind of, dude, that's years post-op. You know what I mean? Like, it's a long time. 2 years is not long enough, right? I am talking about you. It's just 6 months. Yeah. So you got to get to the 5, 10 year mark. And I'll tell you, Dr. V, how do I get there? You got to find people who are successful that are 5 to 10 years out. And you have to say, what are you doing? What are you doing to get there? And I'm going to tell you this. Around 1 to 2 years, those people, the first hot days, I'll start saying stuff like, always happens, man. Because it happens. I actually had that happened to twice. You do get used to it. That's exactly right. Have the feeling, right? It's coming. Come on, Barb. It's very few roses actually. Life is very few roses actually. So I forgot what I was saying. So you've got to find the people who are 5, 10 years out who have been successful, who've kept the weight off. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Around year 1 to 10, 1 to 2 is usually when I tell patients like, listen, you need some getaway money. You gotta money's important. You gotta start making more money. You gotta have a side hustle. You've got to get your debt down, just because. And people, this is how confused average people are. They'll say, Dr. V, why do you always talk about money? Money's not important. Money doesn't make you happy. Yada yada yada. And on the flip side, they want to ask me what to do about their like shopping addiction. I ran up all my credit cards, Dr. V, because I'm buying new dresses, new clothes, because I like how it feels. Yada, yada. Credit card debt. Yet they go, money's not important. Money's not important. You don't think those two are related? Or do you? Do you think those two are related, or are they not related? If you don't really understand money, you're more likely to like just, if you sit there and go, money's not important, you'll spend it on crap. You see what I'm saying? Because down here, you don't feel good about yourself. But if you grow into the type of person who handles money well and gets your credit card down and goes for the promotion, and it's not the money, it's the person you become that's important. It's the person I become so I can have that money, so I can reduce my debt, so I can go for the promotion, so that I can change careers, that I can go back to college, go back to nursing school. You become that person instead of you keep saying, I'm no good at, and like, I'm afraid I won't pass chemistry. I'm no good at finances. Money doesn't make you happy. You stay that same person. That's the problem. So it's not the money, it's the person you become. So usually around year 1 and 2, once the weight loss starts to slow down, I try to get my patients to go, hey, listen, you really got to focus on the money. Oh, no, I'm all good, Dr. V. I'm all good, Dr. V. Until your husband leaves you for Jake down in accounting. I'm telling you, man. Oh, no, that's not right. Like, it's happened to 2 of my patients. Or mom falls and breaks her hip, or favorite sister gets cancer, or you get cancer, or you lose your best friend because you one day you wake up and you realize, dude, all they want to do is just go eat. And they don't want to go to the amusement park, and they don't want to go to the play, and they don't want to have enrichment like I wanted to do. They don't want to go to the conference, and they don't want to learn about how to sell dildos and all that sort of stuff. And all they want to do is eat. And they want to eat at the same place that they've always wanted to eat. Right? So that's why I tell them, like, dude, years 1 and 2, as that weight loss starts to slow down, I would really shift to money. Why money? Right? Money doesn't care. Money doesn't care how old you are. Money doesn't care how young you are. It's like Dr. V. Like, I don't care about your reasons. I'm too old. So money doesn't care. Old people make money. Colonel Sanders was 65 when he started KFC, and he'd been bankrupt like 4 or 5 times. So you're never too old. Colonel Sanders, money doesn't care if you're too old. Money doesn't care that you think you're too young. Money doesn't care if you're male. Doesn't care if you're female. Doesn't care the color of your skin. My dad and I immigrated to the United States. Didn't have anything but the clothes on our back. Don't think we even had a toothbrush. But money came to him because he followed the laws of money. So money doesn't care that. Here's the important part. Money does not care that you had weight loss surgery. Money doesn't care that you're struggling with the last 20 pounds. Money doesn't care that you're stressed out. You have the money and you say, money, I want some bonbons. You go buy bonbons. The money goes, here are some bonbons. They don't care. Money says, you're cold. Well, you should have paid the electricity bill. Now that your lights are off, you have no heat. You're cold. Money doesn't care how you use it. You pay for a conference. You pay for Dr. V's journal or book or whatever you want to do. Money doesn't care. Because at year 1 to 2, everybody in your life, write this down. Everybody in your life, true or false, has a fucking opinion, don't they? Oh, you've lost too much weight. And you're like, I still have another 40 pounds to go. Don't get too skinny. Or they'll like, oh man, I used to be the fat sister. You used to be the fat sister, and now I'm the fat sister. Your workers are like, oh yeah, great. You had weight loss surgery, awesome. Can you do this? Like, no one cares anymore. Like, can you file this paperwork? Can you stay late? Can you work this weekend? They don't care. Truth or truth. See what I'm saying? At year 1 or 2, yes, you look sickly. You're losing too much. Everybody has a fucking opinion. Am I right? And you're not even there yet. And you're like, I still have more weight to lose. And here's the point. They don't care about your weight loss journey anymore. They don't want to hear it anymore. It's just not that interesting anymore. They don't care that she can't go eat at the pizza place because pizza gets stuck in her pouch. They don't care anymore. Like, dude, we want pizza. Let's go. And then you do what? Oh, I know I shouldn't eat it, but I'll just eat the toppings off the top of the pizza. And I'll go, that's no better. What part of pepperoni makes you think it's healthier? Or the cheese or whatever. Oh, at least it's got some protein. No, it doesn't. But, it's just a lie. But if you shift to like money, why money, Dr. V? Well, because the people that understand money, are they at the same level as your current friends who are living paycheck to paycheck? Let's say this is the level that current friends are at, paycheck to paycheck, overweight. This is where average is. Is Dr. V down here? Are you going to find Dr. V down here? No, Dr. V's up here, right? So you're trying to get up there, right? And you hear the skinny Asian, you're like, dude, that makes sense. I'm trying. And you stick with it to get up to here. Your friends, you're like, hey, I found the skinny Asian. You got to listen to him. He tells the truth. And they listen to me and they go, nah, he's an asshole. He cusses too much. Oh, he is great, but I wish he wouldn't curse so much. Like, why does it matter? You're going to fucking die. It doesn't matter. And I love it when people are like, do you talk like that around your kids? Like, you want your kids to talk like that? Like, dude. At one point, when I was a little kid, I didn't start cursing until I was like probably 16, 17. I think I remember the first time I said the word hell, Hell, I was like 13. I thought I was going to go to hell. Like, where do you think they learn it from? They learn it from their friends. They learn it from television. They learn it from movie. This is ridiculous. That's a stupid argument, which tells me you're down here. I mean, the second I say, make it your goal to turn your annual income to your monthly income. Oh, no, I don't like him. Oh, no, he's all about money. Oh, no. And they forget. I was in the hospital last month with a gastrointestinal bleed, diverticular bleed. I had to have 2 units of blood. I was white as this sheet of paper. I fainted. I collapsed in my kitchen. I'm not all about the money at all. I'm about the life. I'm about the experiences. But the money is how you get there. It's the means. It's how you use the money. So if you believe what other people tell you, you will never break out of the shell. You will never send out your taproot, which is the last thing I want to tell you. Okay. At your highest weight, you're like that acorn. That acorn, if it does not send out its taproot, every second it spends sitting on the sidewalk or the driveway, because not every acorn's lucky. Not every acorn lands on, some soil that's like luscious and nutritious and moist. Some acorns land on dirt and get very little moisture. Some acorns are very unlucky and land on the driveway or on the hood of my car or the bed of my pickup truck. All right. And that acorn, as long as it sits there on that sidewalk, it's dying. And if you stay the same, You look okay on the outside, but you're really dying on the inside. You see, that's the trick about this Acorn Talk. Comment if you understand what I'm saying. You pick up the acorn to throw it at a friend. You're looking for the shiniest, hardest acorn. It looks normal on the outside, but on the inside, it's dying because it hasn't set out its taproot. It hasn't done what it's meant to do. If you stay at 270, if you stay at 280, you're going to work. You're babysitting the grandbabies. You're doing stuff with your husband, maybe not the best. You're going out, you're going to church. You're going to the lunch after church with the church ladies. You're doing all that sort of stuff. You're going to Luby's. I grew up in East Texas. Love me some Luby's. You know, but you're really dying on the inside. And here's the thing, everybody thinks you're okay. Everybody thinks you're okay. Everybody thinks, oh, grandma will be around. You know, everybody thinks like, oh, I got time to go visit my grandmother. Everybody thinks that. And you're doing the best you can. Does that make sense? You're doing the best you can. You see what I'm saying? That's the best analogy I could come up with um, for life. You know what I mean? And people are so angry about stuff. They're angry about politics. They're angry about the economy. They're angry about the weather. They're angry about COVID shut down, whatever. Like, dude, your opinion is not going to change what they were going to do at COVID. You understand this, right? Your opinion about blue or red or the orange man or the senile man is not going to change who's elected. In fact, have you noticed that the stock market has hit an all-time high? Last week, Dow Jones hit 38,000 for the first time. So higher than under Trump. There's a reason why I'm telling you this. So the stock market has hit an all-time high under Biden. But here's the point. Do you feel any better? Do you feel any richer? Do you feel like you have more money? No, you don't. I don't. But you know it's at an all-time high because it's manipulated, because we're having an election year coming up. Something, a talking point. Suddenly they're going to start shutting down the border. You really think that like your picketing really did anything with that? Or you're arguing about it, or you're typing about it on Facebook, did anything about any of that sort of stuff? No. You're manipulated. You know, your job is to send out your taproot. Get your life up to the level that you want it. Do the shit you really want to do. Understand how this world really, really works, y'all. Understand how this world really, really works. And I've got bad news for you. Only you are responsible for that. Only you. Love y'all very much. Have an amazing day. My friend, Vicky Becker. I am doing great, Doc. How are you doing? Got better. Okay. Have an amazing day. Go do something to make yourself happy. Choose that. Quit being so damn cynical. Quit being a smartass. You'll be fine. Go make more money. You'll love it. If you found value in this talk, please hit the share button. Please hit the like button, subscribe button. Apparently, you can like and subscribe on YouTube also. Thank you very much. Have an amazing day. We're almost done. Tomorrow is day 29 of 31. Love y'all very much. See you tomorrow.